Sabi ni Kuya Bader, sana maging presidente pa si Sara para makabawi. Bakit sana maging presidente? Hindi ka pa ba sure? Ako sure ako. Barring any act of God or extreme evil, yeah. Para makabawi po tayo at higit sa lahat, makulong lahat ng mga magnanakaw, etc. Ganito yun eh. Pagka nag-express ka ng duda, gagamitin nila yan against you. Don't express any doubt. And because one of the reasons why they keep doing this to us, why there is some kind of political oppression on the likes of us, those who support VP Inday Sara, is because they're afraid that she's going to win. Capitalize on that fear. Sabi ni Sammy, pag si Kapitan Dado, sabi niya death penalty to fake news bloggers when the new administration will rule expectantly wishing for President Inday Sara Duterte. Hindi ako na alam nyo, hindi nga ako naniniwala that there's such a thing as fake news because ang dami-daming factors that go into it. You battle misinformation with more information, and if you cannot do that kind of battle, get out of the frigging kitchen. So, sorry, I disagree with Captain Dado. I mean, love naman natin si Captain Dado. Very brave yan. But the idea is that the more speech, the better. Tama yan. Sa putik yan. Laki nga sa sweldo sa gobyerno pero mga mamamayan nagbabayad ng tax at nagdurusa sa pilahan sa ahensya. Ayan. Magalit kayo sa ganyan. Bakit tayo nagpo-provide ng mga posisyon para sa mga walang kaalam-alam na na mga junakis, no, mga kurakot na kongresista? Tama ba yun? Diyan tayo magalit kasi yan, pwede natin baguhin yan. Papasa nyo yung kaakibat ng pag-reform dun sa party list system, yung yung anti-dynasty. Ay, sabi ni Mother Queen, wala ka sa listahan ni Mon Tulfo. Destabilizer list. Gusto ni Atty. Bing malagay siya sa listahan. Parang, saan ba nila hinuhugot yung mga ganitong klaseng listahan? Yung mga tipong natulog lang sandali pag gising niya, alam ko na kung sino yung mga nag-distab. May ganon. Feeling ko. Baka napaaga yung gising ni Sermon. Sabi ni Metalingus, the party list system has good intentions. However, politicians in the NDF, abused its functionality to their advantage. Even now, ngayon, yung party list, wala nang kwenta eh. Kasi dati, pwede kang manalong party list, minimal yung pera na gagastusin mo. Because that was the point. Diba? That was the point. Ngayon, ang laki-laki ng requirement. Para ka nang tumatakbong senador. Ang dami mo nang kailangan pataas yung voting requirement dahil nga, marami nang natututo. So, ano na yung pinagkaiba? Wala na tayong paraan para dun sa mga ampas lupa tulad natin na maging kongresista at minimal amounts. Wala kahit paano they will try to, but this is something that we all have to understand, The elites will always try to subvert the system. They will always do that. Hindi sila titigil. Yung mga tipong, bakit may nakapasok ng mga hampas lupa dito? They'll try to change the rules para, sige, pwede ang hampas lupa dito pero kailangan may pedigree ka. O kaya, kailangan magbihis ka. Doon ka bumili doon sa store ko. Yung mga ganyan, they will always find a way to subvert the system. And here, in fact, they encourage this subversion kasi nag-benefit din sila. And we're talking also about the political elites, So, hi Kay, happy wagging tails. So, yun. It's a constant battle. This is the nature of democracy. Intindihin at tanggapin. Para nababawasan yung ating galit, makafocus tayo kung kanino tayo galit dun sa mga parts na we can change within our capability to change. O halimbawa, tandaan, okay? When we started this in 1986, bago yung Constitution, may party list, ang Congress, dapat and then we were working on finding ways, okay? We're finding ways na maging mas mura ang eleksyon. May designated poster spaces, nakatulong ba yun? Hindi. Napopollute pa rin yung landscape with all of these posters that are, kung saan nagkalat. So, they'll try to subvert it. They'll try to find and get ways to subvert the system. Para sa mahihirap yan, tignan ninyo. Di ba nga yung sa ayuda? Di sige, meron tayong ayuda para dun sa talagang naghihirap. Bibigyan natin ng pagkain o bibigyan natin ng meron tayong 4-piece na program, which is, by the way, essential to many families. A lot of them, hindi makakapag-aral yung mga anak nila kung wala yung mga yan. Pero there's still some people who will try to subvert that system. So, si barangay, kupitan. Ba namimigay lang tayo ng pera, kailangan in tayo dyan. So ililista niya buong pamilya niya, kahit may bahay, may lupa, may ano, may negosyo, o sige nakakatang. Tapos ang kakainis, ano, ang cheap-cheap, para sa halagang what? 100, 500 to 750 siguro, o what, at the most, ikiklaim mo lahat ng anak mo. Sabihin na natin what? 3,000 pesos, sa halagang 3,000 pesos kada buwan, benta kaluluwa mo, nakakaloka. Yung makalamang lang ba? May limit ba ang, yes, 30% of the whole of Congress. Available din po ba dito sa Japan ang Book ng Salamat PRD? At saan pa ba makakabili? Doon pa rin, pwede niyong i-contact either si Coco Locoy o si Jam PH, Jam, yung assistant ni ni Crisette. Or si Crisette para dun sa Salamat PRD books. Available pa naman po. Pero hindi po, wala tayong reseller sa Japan. So, what they do is they wait for somebody to be going to Japan para mabitbit yan. Parang malabo yung analogy nyo, Sir Mangagoy. So, Duterte Youth number 1, yet si Abante number 2 ay pinagpo. Mali po. Duterte Youth ang number 1 na party list na nanalo. Number 1, number 1 siya. So, dapat 3 ang representatives niya. Dinisqualify yung buong party list. Yung kaiba po yun. Si Abante naman, hindi siya ang nanalo doon sa distrito niya. Dinisqualify yung, yung number 1. Citizenship issue yata. O, di nakaangat si Abante. So, one other proof of how the elites, whether you're political elite or financial elites, will try to subvert the system. Tignan niyo yung mga influencers. Yan. It created a new class of people. Sabi ni Ma'am Gracia, salot daw yung umabante. Anyway, when there's a new class that suddenly rises, remember the tech millionaires, yung mga .com millionaires. Eventually, their bubble burst, no? But already the well-established financial elites were trying to figure out how to either subvert them, buy them off, whatever. Or try to get in on it. Hahanap sila ng paraan. Hindi pwedeng may entire group of people na yayaman, matcha-challenge yung kanilang superiority or yung kanilang elite groups. So look, in the Philippines, may mga influencers and they come from many walks of life. So merong iba dyan, their power comes from the millions of their following. So nagkakaroon din sila ng financial gain and all that. Anong gagawin? O i-check kung nagbabayad ka ng income tax, which is something that you have to do anyway. Pero to target the group for investigations on tax fraud, ibang usapan yan. That is targeting a specific class of people. So ano pa? Diba? Papatawag sa Congress. Ang mga vloggers. Bakit? Kasi growing yung influence. People listen. Kasalanan ba ng mga influencers? Magagaling sila magsalita, magaling magpresenta, magaling mag-edit, magaling sa visual arts. Tama ba yon? Hindi. They found a niche, they found a way, and the influence is growing. And therefore, it scares the established political elites. So gagawa sila ng paraan. O patawag sa Kongreso yung mga yan, pahiyain natin. Sige. O let's hire trolls to attack them. It's not limited to any one particular political leaning or belief. It happens to lifestyle influencers. Against lang talaga ako dun sa mga nagkakalat ng dangerous health misinformation. That's screwed up. Kakatakot yun. Otherwise, hindi pwedeng payamanin. Baka ma-challenge yung kanilang authority, baka ma-challenge yung kanilang very safe, very elite little groups. Sabi ni Kuya Bader, sana maging presidente pa si Sara para makabawi. Bakit sana maging presidente? Hindi ka pa ba sure? Ako sure ako. Barring any act of God or extreme evil, yeah. Para makabawi po tayo at higit sa lahat, makulong lahat ng mga magdanakaw, etc. Ganito yun Pagka nag-express ka ng duda, gagamitin nila yan against you. Don't express any doubt. And because one of the reasons why they keep doing this to us, why there is some kind of political oppression on the likes of us, those who support VP Inday Sara, is because they're afraid that she's going to win. Capitalize on that fear. Sabi ni Strictly, gambling na pinopromote ng mga influencers sobrang mali. Ito yung tanong, why isn't a law being passed? Kasi kahit sabihin mong mali, they'll do it. They'll do it because it's not against the law. But it's probably immoral, but it's a vice. Even the church doesn't consider gambling a sin. It's a vice. So, paano yan? Yeah. My beef is very specific with gambling. Alam niyo kung bakit? I will admit of the revenue kasi, but ang ayoko is minors participating in it. Kailangan may sasalo doon sa inevitable bad effects nito. Addiction is one. Diba? Yan yun. So, kailangan instead of saying, Kadiri, you're promoting gambling. Why don't you get your congressman or at least inform your congressman, teka muna, bakit di kayo nagpapasa ng batas na maging katulad ng Yossi ang gambling na yan? It's bad for the health, mental health yan. That's a mental health issue. Dapat i-stop yung promotions and advertising ng gambling. Hindi natin tatanggalin yung gambling, magbayad sila ng prangkisa, they should pay outrageous fees for this. Laki-laki ng kayamanan nila, dapat more than kalahati niyan goes to the state. O taasan yung mga ganyan, yung mga collections on that one, and no advertising. Parang Yossi, to underscore the fact that there are severe mental health issues na kaakibat nito. Don't whine and say, sobrang sama niyan. It's not gonna do anything. Since mayroon naman tayong publication, meaning we have social media, hindi ba natin pwedeng baguhin yung panawagan na ban gambling advertising. Increase the rates the returns to PAGCOR. So kunwari, papayag tayo ng online gambling franchise dito sa isang kay Mr. X. Dapat ang remittance ni Mr. X, ang share ng gobyerno niyan at least 50% dun sa mga proceeds para they don't get rich enough to be able to challenge the state. Diba? Online gambling must be regulated too. Hindi pa ba? It is. You still have to ask permission. May permit system yan eh. Sabi ni Proverbs, just because it is legal doesn't mean it is moral. Regarding gambling, nasa ang moralidad ng mga celebrity, which is their capital, by the way. Is it? Kung Bold Star yung nagpo-promote, gagamitin mo moralidad. Mahirapan tayo dyan. Sa akin, maglagay tayo ng batas. Kasi it will always be an option. Pag mahirap na ang panahon, mahirap na maghanap buhay. Paano kung nalalaos na si artista? Kapit na sa patalim yan, mag-endorse yan ng gambling. Hindi naman illegal. Anong panabla mo dyan? Di ba? Ba't hindi tayo naghihikayat na, magpasa ako, congressman, galit na rin lang naman kami sa inyo. Challenge namin kayo, pasa kayo ng batas para, hindi na pwede yung celebrity endorsers. Wala nang endorsement, wala nang advertising, mga ganyan. Or at least kung may advertising man, walang tao na nag-i-endorse. Sabi ni Ma'am Concordia, sana daw lahat ay safe sa bagyong Uwan. Ay po, para sa mga TikTokers, hingi akong pasensya, namatay kanina yung live natin. Pero maraming salamat sa lahat ng nagpapadala na muli na dito sa ating live na sa ating gift goals. 21 lang ang gift goals natin, no? Hi, Ma'am Gracia. Thank you very much for moderating today. Hi, kay Miss Wada. Sabi ni Sir Nan, sana lahat bagyo. Sorry na lang, lahat na salanta ng bagyong BBM. Too bad. Sabi ni Strictly, I agree na kailangan ng control. Di ba yun ang ginawa sa mga Pogo under PRD's time? Kaso, na-dismantle to give way to Pigo. At hindi nila ina-explain yan. Yung Pigo is localized gambling. Yung Pogo, hindi dito yung gambling. Dito lang yung kita. Dito yung back office nila. Di ko alam kung bakit sobrang na-demonize. It might be the racism, so... And it's hard to, we can actually legislate against racism, but are we ready for that? Pag bawal ang online gambling, how does it affect po sa sabongan? Paki-explain cause and effect po. Good morning kay Frank Catara, who's watching from Manzanillo, Panama. Oh. Nice. Maraming nanonood. Maraming salamat din po. Hi, magandang gabi sa ating mga TikTokers. Thank you for being here. We're talking about, well, nag-meander na yung aming discussion dito. Initially, we began this as in order to just give information that the government, the Philippine government, will be looking into the local executives who left their posts or who did not man their posts during the typhoon. Hi, kay Resibo ng Bayan. So, under the condition or with the standard that titignan muna kung nakaapekto yung kanilang absence doon sa operation sa rescue and relief. Thank you, kay Resibo ng Bayan. So, by the way, balikan natin just because it is legal doesn't mean it is moral. Of course, now nobody's saying that that gambling is moral or anything like that. But we cannot enforce morality. Eh. Diba? Ano tayo, magkaroon din tayo ng morality police? Not in this democracy. However, there are ways of discouraging this kind of behavior. Number one, you make sure that the people who run it will not become outrageously rich. Gusto mo magpatakbo ng gambling, sige, 50 to 70% of the proceeds go to the Philippine government, yung mga balanse niyan, yan na, sa'yo na yan. Kung makikita ka pa rin ng ganyan, o di sige, because you don't want to empower, you don't want to allow the wrong kind of people, the people who think it's okay to gamble, or it's okay that, laganap ang gambling and all that. People who will make a living out of gambling should not be allowed to get rich enough so that they eventually will be able to challenge even the state. You don't let them become too powerful. That's the idea. Ayun na naman, system na naman. Sabi ni Rayo, we need justice, good system, not injustice system of your sole administrations. Sometimes I wonder, Rayo, about your use of figures of speech. Sabi ni Gallos, if you want morality to be policed, have Sharia law, but then that's another thing. Yes, I know this. Gambling is as bad as drug addiction. It ruins families. Unfortunately, it is legal. So, maybe pass a law against gambling, make gambling illegal. Pustahan tayo, dadami yung mga illegal gambling dens. So, the idea is to balance things out. Kasi absolutism never works. Tignan nyo what happened during prohibition sa US. We already know that fails. Yung mga ganyang klaseng pamamaraan, absolutes. Yung mga tipong prohibition, dapat wala talagang alcohol. O di, dumami yung mga informal steals. Dumami ang smuggling. Dumami yung mga tao na gagawa ng mga para-paraan. Sabi ni Sammy, pag si Kapitan Dado, sabi niya death penalty to fake news bloggers when the new administration will rule expectantly wishing for President Inday Sara Duterte. Hindi ako alam nyo, hindi nga ako naniniwala that there's such a thing as fake news because ang dami-daming factors that go into it. You battle misinformation with more information. And if you cannot do that kind of battle, get out of the frigging kitchen. So, sorry, I disagree with Captain Dado. I mean, love naman natin si Captain Dado. Very brave yan. But the idea is that the more speech, the better. Sabi ni Edzology, kaya nga super valuable ang 2028 elections. Let's make it or break its historical moment for us. We don't mind sharing public offices and seats with Greens. Sana kayo din. Ako, basta manalo ng maayos, hindi ako magrereklamo. Ang gusto ko lang muna, i-shout out muna natin itong mga you know who. 'Di ba? Sir Edzology. Alam na natin failed experiment itong pinabalik itong mga lintsaki na to Hindi lang symptoms ang principles pinagsasabi mo. Alam niyo wala naman marami naman ng character limit diyan sa comments sa YouTube. Paki-explain nga kung ano yung sinasabi mo dyan. Uy, maraming salamat, Sir Kentaro. Uy, grabe. Thank you, Sir Kentaro. Nax. Nasa stage 28 na ako dun sa Actually, sumali ako dito sa TikTok. Katawa. Oh my goodness. Ano ba, nawala yung comment section? Ayun. Dito sa TikTok kasi, meron tayong gift goals. Itong si Sir Ken, parati niya naaabot. Okay. But yes, super valuable para sa akin ang 2028 election. So hopefully wala na yung cheating infrastructure ni na you know who. Sabi ni Ma'am Tina, agree, no Reds. I hope your side of the fence shares the same sentiments. Especially those who are who actively support underground movements. Yan. Sabi ni MRN, masasubsidize kaya ng gobyerno ang ibang mga programa kung walang kita sa gambling, kung hindi tataasan ng tax. Diyan, agree rin naman ako dyan. There is revenue to be generated from gambling. So, ang ginagawa natin dati is, nililimit natin. So, halimbawa, may mga special zones. Dito lang pwede mag-gamble at, kumbaga, ang hikayat natin is for foreigners to visit. Para yung income nanggagaling sa labas, hindi galing sa sarili nating tao. Kasi kung masyado natin i-encourage locally yan, we will have to deal with the side effects, such as the possibility of addiction. O, di ba, the damage it does to the families. Eh, kasi, you know, when it's out of control, maghihirap talaga yung pamilya eh. Hi kay Ian Paul. Thank you kay Sir Ken sa TikTok. Yes, I agree. It ruins families. Pero, like I said, you'll have to find the balance somewhere. If you try to abolish it and you go back into a new abolition experiment, you'll push it underground. And tama si Gallows God eh, i-connect mo lang yan sa mga criminal syndicates, which makes it worse. Tignan nyo yung issue natin sa illegal drugs. We're going to have to create entire new systems in order to address it. Figure out what is the formula para mapuksa natin yan because they ended up so strong once kumonekta sila sa mga criminal syndicates. Katada is crossing the Panama Canal. He may be on a cruise ship. Nice. Sabi ni Strictly, undeniable ang revenue ng gambling, pero sa ginawa kasi nila ngayon, mga common folk na Pinoy ang hinihikayat magsugal. Yun na nga eh. Sobrang open ng capability na maglaro ng scatter. Isa pa yan, online gambling. Are we going to allow it? How do we strictly enforce the walang minors na nagaganyan? Also, what are the safety nets? Saan ang mga facilities to deal with the addictions? O di ba? Kailangan ng control. Di ba yung ginawa sa mga pogos under PRD time, kaso na dismantle. Yung kay PRD nga, again, anong i-restrict nyo, anong i-control ninyo? Back office operations yan, hindi yan gambling dito sa Pilipinas. Ulitin ko ha, sa pogo, ang gambling nasa China. Back office lang yung nandito. So, di ko gets kung ano yung sinasabi nyo kailangan ng control. Of course, may mga controls yan in the sense that they have to apply for permits. Yan, yung mga ganyan. Sa totoo lang, medyo easy yun eh. It's kind of like, that's foreign direct investment dito sa Pilipinas. Of course not. Anong parang prohibition sa US? Law strictly implemented, taxes properly taxed. No. Prohibition meant na wala talaga. Walang taxes, walang law strictly implemented. Ang ina na lang, wala talagang alcohol na inalaw. No alcohol would ever become legal during the time of prohibition. It did not work because it drove it underground. The criminal syndicates controlled it. There would be smuggling. There would be people running stills in the middle of their fields. Yan. Sabi ni LPB, close to impossible enforcement ng online gambling, lalo na sa mga bata. Di mo ma-ensure na hindi minor ang nakahawak ng phone o computer. Dapat ban talaga gawin. Sabi ni Elusives, yung Pogo, foreigners yung naglalaro. Yung Pigo, Pinoy ang hinihikayat na players. Kawawang Pinoy, masisira ang buhay sa sugal. No, well, gambling is becoming more and more attractive to Filipinos, especially low-income Pinoys, because working hard now doesn't seem to lead to anything good anymore. How do you bring back? How do you, ang sinasabi kasi ni Ombudsman sa Martires dati, kailangan ng moral renewal. But it's not something that you can do overnight eh. Kahit siya, sabi niya, kaya nga marami siyang yung mga info campaigns sa mga bata, sa school, sa high schools. Nag-a-attend ako noon ng mga activities niya dun sa OMB. Sabi niya, the only way to do it is moral renewal. And you can only start with the kids. Of course, you'll continue to encourage yung right from wrong. Kumbaga, yung teaching ng right from wrong. But yung mga kinder, gentler nations are the ones that have money. Ganun talaga. So, kaakibat niyan din is economic progress and to make sure that the opportunities are available to everybody. Hindi yung nag-create tayo na napakadaming benepisyo pag nasa certain class ka na, doors open for you. tingnan nyo, all of our rules are, yung kumbaga, even sa government procurement, you can only give a contract to those na, yung mayayaman na corporations, yung marami nang naimbak and so on. May assets so that you can go after their assets. But even more, pag nag-i-interview ka for a job, sinong kukunin mo? Yung nakapag-aral abroad o yung nag-aral locally? Automatic, dehado na kagad yung hampas lupa. Di ba? So, we have to find ways. Pero remember, ang unang-unang obligasyon ng Estado natin is to ensure na may opportunities at saka makakakain. Survival muna, pagkain muna ng mga tao. Trabaho, means para makapagtrabaho, makaaral. Yun, sabi ni LPB, working hard naman kasi doesn't equate to earning more. Kailangan mo mag-innovate, learn new things, improve skills to earn more. Correct. Also, ibigyan naman din natin ng obligasyon yung mga super na mayayaman na dito sa Pilipinas. Meron sa mga corporations, yung corporate social responsibility nila. We have to check, nagwo-work ba yan? Maybe dapat specific tayo, hindi natin i-leave dun sa mga corporations na sila na magde-decide kung paano sila tutulong sa mahihirap. Baka i-classify nila yung mga sarili nila as mahihirap at mag-benefit dun sa mga yan. Halimbawa, magpondo sila ng daycare centers. Yung totoo, required by law that every barangay has a daycare center. Check your barangay, totoo ba yung daycare center? Is it just a building na ginagamit na occasionally? Start with the kids. Have we created an environment where our kids are always going to be safe? Sabi ni Edzology, kaya nga hindi nagsasucceed attempt for PI for constitutional amendment. There's always a lifetime circumstance and people in power to push, ink, and implement consti change. All I know is, not in this admin. Sinabi mo, not in this admin. Grabe, hindi nga natin sila kayang pagkatiwalaan sa pisong pera natin eh. Diyan pa kaya sa pagbago ng saligang batas. Sure na sure ako pagsasamantalahan nila yan. So again, but I like this discussion, ha? So, but ito yung gusto ko eh, ang discussions natin dito, please, under no circumstances should you ever give me a cliche. Yung mga tipong, ayoko sa party list, it's not working kasi ang daming kaliwa. Darling, argue your case. Having kaliwa in Congress is not necessarily a bad thing. Tell me why it's wrong. Tell me why the entire system fails because nandyan ang bayan muna. Tell me. Pero don't use the cliches. Think about it. Kasi kung gagayahin mo lang yung mga argumento ng ibang tao, edi wala. We're going to be stuck. Again, cause and effect. Sabi ni Strictly, di na uso ang noblesse oblige sa mga mayayaman ngayon. Don't we know it, no? There should be a responsibility na akibat ang pagkakaroon ng kakayahang makaangat sa buhay. Very good. Like we should also, di ba, ang ibang mga countries may mandatory military service. Dapat sa atin may mandatory charitable service. Pwedeng military rin. Kailangan magserbisyo. Halimbawa, ilagay ko yung ayoko kasi yung ginagawa ng ibang mga elite schools na may immersion. O sige, you're going to live with with poor people. O tiisin mo ng 2 araw tapos uuwi ka. Some of them are changed, some of them are not. But knowing how the other people live doesn't necessarily equate with doing something about it. No, kung Ateneo dati may tulong-dunong, ibig sabihin the kids who were teaching yung mga underprivileged children. Sige, okay, gusto natin yung mga ganyan. Sabi ni General, ayaw na makabayan block yung ROTC, brainwashing lang. So okay, ulit, di ba? Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa live natin ngayon. Everybody of all political colors who are here and respectfully engaged in the discussion, mabuhay po kayong lahat. Pero like I said, ulitin natin, we're not going to be a run-of-the-mill discussion groups, Hindi tayo pwedeng ganun. You have to break out of these little traps of thinking. Because that's what the cliche is, eh. It's uncreative. You're not thinking when you use a cliche, gagamitin mo na lang yung ginamit na 10 million people. What we have to be doing is encouraging each other to think also creatively and to think logically. Ayaw ko ng party list because ganito. At ibasin naman natin sa research. So, muli. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Huwag pong kakalimutan, like, share, follow, and subscribe. And yes, foster more open discussions. So, ang request ko lang, can we abolish the cliche, the cliched arguments? Dadating kayo dito, bibigay mo sa akin yung sinabi na ng 10 million people before you. Give me something new. Give the audience here something new. We will discuss. We will cast and discuss kung kailangan. Pero be creative. Respectful, but creative. Diba? Ito, sabi ni Lazy Troy, sa amin sa Dasmariñas, Cavite, may totoong daycare center, pati health center. Yan. Ang nakakairita, di ba? Talagang required yung mga ganyan. Pero proud na proud tayo when our barangay actually does it. When your city mayor actually does his job, ay, bibigyan natin ng award. Ano ba? Masyado tayong na ano, no? Masyado tayong natuwa sa mga with so little. Itong administrasyon, yan, they're banking on that na. Anyway, mapasensya naman ng Pilipino. Eh ano, kung gamitin ko yung ano, yung funding para sa office na ganito para makapag-put up ng fashion show and I get to call it a cultural presentation. Thank you, Ken. Lit up hands. Uy, maraming salamat. Parang gusto yata ni Sir Ken magkaroon ng karaoke nights. Anong hindi talaga binoto ng tao? Paki-prove nga yan na hindi talaga binoto ng tao yung mga nakaupo sa party list. You're paying, you're voting for the party. Hindi talaga tao ang binoboto. So, may level of maturity yata na kailangan para ma-appreciate ninyo that you can actually vote for the party. Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, kasi yung problema, wala kayong kinikilalang political parties. Pagka nagbago ang presidente, lahat ng tao gusto dun sa partido ng presidente. The party list is an introduction to the real parties. So, sino may sabing hindi sila binoto? And please, oh my gosh, I hate being in a position to have to defend these people, but yeah, the bad part is that I have to explain why they are actually elected. And this is this is instructive so that we can appreciate the party system, but it looks like we don't yet, but we will. We'll change that. Sabi ni Ma'am Tina, assuming pwedeng tanggalin ng Congress, may iba ba silang use other than create the budget? Di ba pwedeng gawin ng governor yun? Nakakahiya kasi yung sweldo nila tapos 300 plus. Actually, they make laws. So, continuing kasi talaga na trabaho ng isang estado, yung binabago, inaayos, mag-create ng bagong batas, nag-uphold ng lumang batas, inaamyendahan, bimabawas, tinatanggal, nire-repeal yung mga batas kasi yung society natin, buhay yan. So, nagbabago sa panahon, nagbabago yung value system. So, legislation is a continuing job of the state. Kailangan may tagagawa ng batas. Kailangan may tagagawa ng budget. So, yung budget, that's their job because it requires a law. So, unfortunately, we have such a poor quality of legislators, which reflects also how rotten the electoral system is. It requires a lot of money. And if you have a lot of money, you can virtually have your whole family sit. Kasi you know the system, you know how to get elected, you know. Ay. So yun, maraming salamat. Yun, sabi ni Strictly, sa kasamaang palad na condition kasi tayo ng mga politiko na we are indebted to any positive action they do. Unti-unti sana matanggal siya through these discussions, pero as it stands, mahirap talaga. Mahirap, pero hindi naman imposible. Kasi kung uumpisahan natin ang discussion ngayon, baka makaabot pa tayo. We might be able to make that kind of a difference. Okay? Sir Sammy, wag po kayong magsasabi ng mga ganyang imposible. Okay, so maraming salamat. Kita-kits uli bukas. And pasensya na, medyo na late tayo ngayong gabi sa puyat lahat. Mayroon akong The Spokes tomorrow. See you there. From now on, i-announce ko kasi hindi na ako everyday eh. So, i-announce ko sa live kung nasa Spokes ako the next day. Pag naka-post yung The Spokes doon sa aking, sa Facebook, then you know na nandun ako. Alright, so maraming salamat sa lahat ng sumubaybay sa live natin ngayong gabing ito. Patulan ko lang itong isang Ay, ang bilis ni moderator. May dumating na 12, tapos biglang sabi, Kadiri DDS, darling, ba't dumadating ka dito? Diba? You can just scroll on by, but no, you took the time out to come here to make a comment. Thank you, by the way, for increasing our exposure to the algorithm. But your freedom of speech doesn't include the right to be stupid, really. Sabi ni Lazy Troy, don't worry, hindi ako puyat, magkaibang oras tayo. So, muli, see you tomorrow sa Spokes. Final question, sabi ni Casey, never ba nagkaroon si Inday ng natatry rin sila ni nagkaroon si Inday ng natatry rin? What is wrong with your sentence? Ang daming kulang. Nagkaroon ng natatry rin sila ng Marcos. Pero, okay. The question presupposes na tatanga-tanga si VP, ganon. So, may inkling na tataydo rin siya. Sa tingin nyo, if she had an idea na ganito kalala ang gagawin sa kanya, she would have stayed? Seriously? Why would she do that? She didn't want to run in the first place. Sabi, di ba? Oh, kasi ako, okay, here's the one thing that you have to remember when you are discussing here. You be precise. I get it. Yung iba sa inyo nagmamadali dun sa mga, na ano ninyo, minsan nagkakaroon ng autocorrect. I get that. Pero don't make me guess what you mean. Kasi grabe kayo magsayang ng oras. Pati yung mga abbreviations. Why do you make us have to ask? Write a clear sentence. You check that you put in all of the words. Because that's what we're in. You're here in the live discussion of somebody who is a communicator. Sabi ni Andre, suwain lang talaga si VP ay sumunod kay PRD. You do not know the dynamics. And I do not care to explain it because that's not my story to tell. But I know why. So, that's not fair. That's not fair to her that she deliberately just disobeyed her father. Unang-una, it wasn't an order. Tatay Digong was not speaking to her as a father and telling her, daughter, sumunod ka. Hindi. He was talking to her as an equal and a fellow politician. Though that's a big difference. So, I've had enough of those discussions saying na si Inday kasi hindi nakinig kay PRD. You don't know what he asked. You don't know the dynamics behind that. And oh my God, if I explain everything, mahihirapan talaga. Dadami kaaway natin. So, ang hindi ko lang talaga matake yung she's left defenseless because there's so many interests that should have yung mga tipong nicknames like he who should not be named. Yung mga ganyan. That's so grossly unfair because I know what happened. And I got the kwento from Tatay Digong himself. And he would not have, si Tatay Digong, unvarnished truth yan, even if it makes him look bad. And I know why. He had asked her for something that she could not give. So please, wag niyong sasabihin yung ganyan. Suwail? Of course not. There are conversations that Tatay has with VP Inday as a politician, as two politicians, or as two lawyers. He has conversations also with Mayor Baste and with Congressman Pulong on that level, but with VP Inday much more so. So this is not true. Sabi ni Home, for those who are saying that VP was stupid, that's why she was pulled, mahiya naman kayo sa degree nila, Attorney Trix and Sas. Parang paano kami nadamay ni Sas? Okay, number 3 rule. Ito sabi ni MRN, BP nyo, unang-una, wala akong problema sa blood pressure ko except on the occasions na masyado siyang mababa. Number 1. Number 2, pag sinabi ninyong puso nyo, I want to inform everybody to stop saying that, 1, because it's a cliche, and 2, kasi wala akong puso. So stop that. Really, it doesn't help. Sabi ni May Johnson, VP knew na addict si BBM pero nakitawag-tandem pa rin siya. No, she did not. She had no personal knowledge of that. Si Tatay Digong also did not have personal knowledge. Well, maybe he did. Pero kilala niya kasi yung mga barkada ni BBM dun sa Davao. Siya yung nagsalita. But to have personal knowledge on the part of VP, wala. Diba? And also, remember what Tatay Digong, hindi kayo nakikinig kay Tatay Digong eh. After nanalo si BBM, sabi niya, stop that niya, wag niyo nang i-bring up. At the time na maayos pa yung BBM administration, sabi ni Tatay Digong, yung mga salita kong addict, yung mga ganyan, weak and all that, hindi ko na i-bring up yan. Nanalo na siya. Those were said during the heat of the campaign. My gosh, di kayo nakikinig. Bakit selective kayo makinig kay Tatay Digong? Oh, later on, nung nagkaroon na ng problema, so it was also fair for VP Inday to believe that her father was merely speaking under campaign conditions. Kasi iniba ni Tatay Digong yan. Nung later on, when the decisions of BBM were getting really bad, and there were already clear moves and very evident overt acts to show that they wanted to stay in power, that's the time nilabas niya uli yung mga sinabi niya. Sabi ni Strictly, ang mahalaga, may ginagawa na sila to rectify the situation. She personally apologized na for what happened and she's doing. Why she can't to fight for us? Whether we know those actions or not. Ayun na naman tayo, can't to fight. Okay. Yeah. And yung ginagawa ninyo, it's called grave digging. kalkal ng kalkal dun sa sinabi at ginawa ni Inday. Ilang beses na nag-apologize, inexplain na ni Tatay Digong, ilang beses na niyang ginagawa. Palibhasa, nakikinig kayo dun sa mga vloggers na kunwari pro Duterte pero low-key binabash nila si VP Inday. Please lang, wag ako. Again, lazy Chloe, mali ito. Hindi kasi, hirap kasi paniwalaan ni Tatay Diggs, iba kasi yung edad niya sa speech niya. Laugh trip lagi basta may mas matanda sa kanya. Are you being facetious? Kasi ayusin mo yan. Sorry, di nakatingin sa keyboard. Wow. Ang galing mag-type. Di nakatingin. So, yan, yung mga, Ma'am, May Johnson, ilang beses nyo kakalkalin yan? Hanggang kailan nyo, lalatiguhin si VP tungkol dun sa supposed decision niya, which you were not even privy to, ha? Tuwan-tuwa tayong lahat nung nag-decide siyang tumakbo. She wasn't even going to run. Buti na lang tumakbo siya. So, my question is, how long are you going to keep doing that to her? Palibhasa, nakikinig kayo dun sa sa nagpapanggap na kunwari pro Duterte para makasakay dun sa numbers, para makakuha ng maraming followers. Follow naman kayo, hindi naman pala talaga kay Inday yan. Sabi ni Ma'am Tina, for me, VP didn't need to apologize. She was a victim too. Ang gusto ko kay Ma'am Tina eh. Nakakatuwa din dito. Lalo-lalo na pati dito sa TikTok eh. Kahit yung mga tipong ganito yung usapan natin, may kakastiguhin ng isa't isa, ganyan. Walang napipikon. So, sanayan lang yan. Ito mo nga, ang mababait pa nga dito yung mga pink na nakikisabay sa atin. They don't agree with everything that we say. And yet, kasi ako hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa nila, yung mag-stay sila for the discussions, tapos maririnig nila yung mga pro-Duterte statements natin. Malaysian po, yung wood carving sa likod ko, it's a doorway. So, it's, yeah. I think it's Malaysian. From the provenance, galing siya sa Malaysia. Sabi ni MRN, buti na lang tumakbo. Alam nyo, if VP Inday wasn't the vice president, imagine kung gano'ng ginawa na nila sa atin, wala tayong kakampi. Imagine nyo lang. Sakripisyo yan sa kanya, ha? Maliliit pa, and she's missing out on a lot of time with her kids. Malaking sakripisyo ito. A lot of the politicians, I know they waited until their kids were, a little older. So, muli, let's not get sidetracked na uli ha sa mga ganyang klaseng diskusyon. Tapos na eh. So muli, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Tulog na po ba si Sir? Ay, nasa kennel. Kasi ang kulit niya kanina. So, ay, hindi na, dito nga pala siya. Wait, Sir Berus. Tulog na tulog, Sir. Grabe ang tulog nito. Sir Berus. Treats. Super pagod. Super, alam niyo kung bakit? He was chasing a rat all afternoon and early evening. Ewan ko kung natakasan siya. Pero sabi may may nahuli siyang malaking daga rin. But he had to wait for a long time. Talagang tinakbo niya. So, mukhang napagod. Sir, you going to the vet tomorrow, sir? Grabe tulog talaga. Sir Berus? Nagsusnore. So, okay. So, tomorrow na lang po si Sir. Ang nandito, tulog na tulog din si Levi. Nandito natutulog sa desk. Levi? Hi, are you so sleepy, baby cat? Come here. Want to come with me? Just say hi. Say good night to everybody. Istorbo ang nanay mo. So, say hi. Did you wake up? Pasensya na, bagong gising. Sige, go to sleep. Go back to sleep. Ang bilis, tulog na uli. Kasi dating gabi na pala. So, it's after midnight. Thank you very much for being here. Maaga pa ako gigising kasi ang call time ko mahaba-haba. Siguro nakakahiya na rin. So, Nakakahiya aminin na maaga yung call time ko kasi ang tagal-tagal sa makeup. Talaga si Sir Bogati. So tomorrow na lang we will be showing Sir again. Kasi ewan ko ba dito, napagod talaga. Daming hinabol eh. They're also strange. Yesterday pinagbigyan niya kasi maraming mga galing sa neighborhood yata ng mga cats and some stray cats na pinapasok namin dahil sobrang lakas ng ulan sa labas. Sabi ni Kaupi, sayang hindi na kayo araw-araw doon, pero it's okay, may reason naman siguro. Well, yeah, there will be. It won't become evident yet right now because even I don't know the reason, but I'm happy. So, I'm okay. Thank you very much, everybody. See you tomorrow. Uy, thank you very much din dun sa mga TikTokers natin. Maraming salamat for almost achieving the gift goal. Pero maaga po tayo bukas. Siguro makapag-live tayo sa TikTok tomorrow right after the show. See you then. Good night, everybody. Please take care of yourselves.